when you're ready, really ready, we'll be there when you are.
Delta is ready to fly.
Yes, we're ready to fly.
I'm Rachel Bradley, and this is the Armageddon Update. Civility, kindness, and compassion are over, at least on Dach Airlines. I mean, Delta. Dach Airlines. I've been flying Delta for over 10 years, 2 first-class tickets every week, 40 weeks a year. And I had noticed that the planes were looking a little rough. See, Delta flies the oldest fleet of any airline, on average 17 plus years old. And yeah, it had started to feel like the wheels had fallen off. You know, when the wheels fell off. January 17th, Kansas City. August 22nd, 2018 in New York. April 17th, 2018 in Dulles. Or hey, how about December 2nd, 2019 when the evacuation slide just fell off the plane and into a guy's backyard? I wanted to believe the best because I loved them. When Delta flight attendants wouldn't believe a black woman was a doctor so she could treat a passenger in crisis. And when they kicked a guy off for speaking Arabic. And when they kicked a deaf guy off for not following orders. Also when a black girl was kicked off for a cuss word on her hat after a non-mask wearing white pilot berates her for 10 minutes on video. And also when a girl was kicked off because the flight attendant didn't believe that she had put her phone in airplane mode.
Calm down, get a hold of yourself.
Stewardess, please let me handle this.
They also kicked off the 4 passengers sitting around her that defended her, including a small child. Also, you know, when they threatened to arrest a couple and put their tiny kids in foster care for not giving up the seat they paid for to a standby passenger.
I paid for the seat. I bought the seat. Yeah,
It's going to be a federal offense, and then you and your wife will be in jail, and your kids will be...
This is getting harder. Okay, all right. So they were also fined $50,000 for discriminating against Muslims. Oh my God, I am in an abusive relationship. See, I had been at my dad's for a week. And I was dealing with some serious health stuff with my father. My father is a Marine officer, and he's hard to care for. He thinks super glue and hot sauce and Vaseline can fix anything. And look, about the Vaseline, he was a pilot. He had to sit a lot. So on Tuesday night, I leave there, I land in Atlanta, and my connecting flight is already 2 hours delayed. They probably couldn't find all the wheels. So I board, finally, call my sister to tell her the bad news about Dad. And the next thing I know, I have this irate flight attendant in my face telling me to hang up or I'll be sorry. So I hang up. She's one of those classic Delta Nazi Karens, you know, bitter at the ex, head of the condo HOA, fining people for dog poop on her lawn, angry she's in orthopedic pumps and still slinging peanuts. So now we're taxiing to the runway. And the peanut slinger comes back, stomps back over, puts her finger an inch from my face out of nowhere and says, "Mess with me and I'll turn this plane around and kick you off." And I'm stunned. So I quietly say, "Ma'am, please get your finger out of my face. And why are you being such a bitch to me when I did what you asked me to do?" Her face instantly twists into this mess of cracked, pancakey foundation and cheap, greasy red lipstick tinted spittle, and she stomps off. Her shoes were squeaking. And I hear her calling the cockpit, and it sounds like she is speaking in tongues in The Exorcist. The pilot announces, "We're going back to the gate until we resolve an issue." Boy, I did not see that coming. So we get to the gate, and they tell me to come forward, where 8 people are lined up a la Mussolini firing squad. And I try to diplomatically talk to Karen the peanut slinger, also trying not to stare at the balled up bits of lip skin that are collecting on her mouth like barnacles. She says, I used a curse word, so she and the captain have decided that they want me off the plane. I don't get angry. I apologize sincerely to her. I tell her I'm platinum. I fly Delta all the time. And she, on brand for Delta 2020, is nasty in return. They make me gather my things, and I am escorted off the last flight of the night. It's now midnight. I have nowhere to go, no personal items, no clothes, no food for my dog. The gate agent that escorted me off actually seems genuinely surprised that I'm normal and quietly tells me that the peanut slinger told the captain that I refused to wear my mask. I am shocked. I get lost in the airport. It's empty. I end up alone outside in the dark where I am hit on by a man that wanted to wear me like a skin. And I know that because he told me that. I am tired and now I am scared. See, people, women, we are not weaker in the world, but we are less safe. And Delta Airlines does not care about that. I walk from the airport to a hotel, feeling as though I have just been slammed in the face with a Karen-sized brick, but thankfully, I am safely locked behind a hotel door. This affected me. I expect people, I think, to be good and to care, and that is not the world that we live in anymore, and that's what I'm dealing with. I haven't been sleeping. I have this rash spreading across my face that may or may not be caused by the super glue I bought at the hotel to glue my lashes in the next morning. I had to get back on a Delta flight. By God, I wasn't doing it without lashes. Hero. War hero. Gotten the brush off from Delta since. 0 F's given that we spend hundreds of thousands of dollars with them. And hey, Delta, that alone could buy a lot of wheels. But you know what? I refuse to let anger win. So Christy Karen, the peanut slinger, I forgive you. And I'll never fly Delta again. And we cut up our Delta credit cards. But I forgive you. But by the way, bitch, go get me some peanuts. I'm Rachel Bradley, and this is the Armageddon Update. God, she was a bitch.
Hey everybody, Christopher Titus Podcast. Can we give a little hand for Bombshell in her Armageddon Update? It's never fair to me because tell you what, I'm lazier than you, so I do them every week. It's like we have a podcast an hour, I go, and then we do it, and then I make him fix it in post. That's how we work it. You spent 3 days. She's down. She's sweating over it at the table in the living room, and she's like, I don't know, I don't like this, and she's hating herself. She's such an artist. This is horrible stuff. It's awesome.
It's not funny.
Shut up.
Because
it's funny. With me as always, the lovely Bombshell Ray.
What's up, people?
And the Hylinder.
There can be only one.
Hi guys. Well, so we're going to talk today about customer service. I think. Customer service is quite important. We here at the Titus Podcast actually believe in it to the point where any product we sell, we use specifically. And there's one coming up. I can't wait to tell you.
He's very excited.
I've already burned through it. They always we don't even agree to a product until they send it to us. They usually send it to us, and then we use it, and I go yes or no, or she goes yes or no, depending. They sent us some stuff coming up. I'm not going to tell you what it is.
This is a new one?
This is the one you had the call about.
I'm excited for that one, too.
Do you have any of it?
I don't have it, but I'm that kind of guy.
I'm bringing you.
No, you're not. Do you see how he stopped himself? I'm bringing you.
No. Well, wait a minute. Here's I'm not going to take it. Here's what I'm going to do. No, what I meant was, you're right. I cannot just give it to you. I will take a small container, put some in for you, and you can try it. But you're not secret. You're not fucking taking mine.
Right, okay.
That's how good it is.
He's really amped about this.
We had a problem. So I'm home. Oh, actually, I was at the cabin. I was home.
You were home.
I'm getting ready.
You were coming to pick me up.
I'd clean the entire house. Mm-hmm. Which for me, if you, yes, people sew. No. You need to know me to know that I changed the sheets. Mm-hmm. I vacuumed. I did everything. I didn't vacuum. I wiped every counter down. I cleaned
the stuff
I disinfected. I cleaned the bathrooms. I did everything.
You looked at the sheets,
and I'm getting ready. No, I really did. I really did. Wash them, clean it, and then I'm getting ready to get to the airport, and I get this phone call. That's like, you're not going to believe what happened. You're not going to believe just what just happened. I don't even believe what's going on right now. I don't even know what's going on right now. She's coming back in. They've turned the plane around to bring her back in, and I'm going. No. This is I call you with this call.
Right.
And I'm like, these motherfuckers. That's how I call.
Right.
She's like,
it was so surreal. We were in line for takeoff on Atlanta, massive runway, in line, and I'm on a 747 massive plane, and they legit turned the plane around, left our. I said queue the other day, and you made fun of me, but she left the queue. We drove the flying machine back to the gate, and removed me. And,
Which is like,
wow. You mean like two armed
8
guards
people
got you?
lined up.
is that the craziest
and
fucking thing
here's
you've
the
ever
thing.
heard?
The people around me had no idea why we were I heard everyone going, why are we going back? Why did they just announce that
So
we're
it wasn't
going
like a
back?
big giant to
No,
do.
there was no screaming.
What
There
the
was no
Yeah,
fight.
because that's Ray. Ray's always up, drawing attention
right.
to herself,
There
screaming.
was no one touched anyone.
She doesn't even do that on stage in comedy. She's like, okay, I'll do this now. And then you don't even draw attention. You don't even
You're so complimentary about me today.
No,
I really appreciate it.
No, that's not what I meant. I meant like you don't like. I'm loud and obnoxious. You're not. That's what I meant. You psycho.
So, So anyway, yeah, there was nothing. So everyone, I could hear him going, what's going on? The girl, I was sitting in a 2-seater row and she was the one that kept getting leaned over when I was getting pointed at and yelled at. And so she heard it. And she even kept saying, we were sitting there next to each other and she kept going, there's no way this is happening. There is no way. She was as shocked as I was. And she goes, this can't be because of that. There has to be something else.
Did you have a sense that like this is going to escalate to a point where it's going to get serious?
Concept. She said one sentence to the lady. It's crazy what happened.
I don't know. I always think about his line in Love is Evil. I think we've skipped some levels. She was one of those people though that that's so common now.
Christy. Her name was Christy.
Her name was Christy. Now that Trump has been in office and he's just a symptom, I think, of this problem, but it's happening all the time. Everybody's angry and nobody has tolerance or compassion. And she was already at a 12 and I didn't know why. And I was on the phone breaking some really awful news to my sister, which is why I didn't realize the boarding door had closed, which I then apologized for. I was like, I said I sincerely apologize is how I said it to her. And so I don't know how we got there. And the girl next to me was super confused. No one around us even knew that there had been an altercation. It was pretty crazy.
So did she just base that on tone? Like misinterpreted tone?
Yes, she did not like it. And because I used the word
that's
bitch.
not official.
Didn't call her a bitch. I leaned over. I said, she put her finger right in my face.
Wow.
I had gotten off my phone as soon as she told me to. I hung up. My sister even said that the next day. You hung up on me. So I did what she asked. She goes away. She comes back angry. I don't know if maybe I didn't yell, oh ma'am, enough for her. She comes back and I said, and she puts her finger in my face and goes, you mess with me and I'll turn this plane around and kick you off. And I was like,
wow, she threatened you?
I said, ma'am, please get your finger out of my face. And I said this calmly, why are you being such a bitch to me when I did what you asked me to do?
And that was it.
That was it.
So
she disappears and then I hear her calling the cockpit. I don't know what she's saying, but it's now at 14.
So what we know is that Ray gets off. So I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I'm like, dude, that was me. That's my face. That face you have. I was like, what the fuck?
How does that even qualify as turning a fucking plane around?
Yeah.
Because of customer service.
She didn't get up and punch somebody.
Right.
I didn't get up at all. And as I told her when they brought me up front after they took the plane back, there were 8 people lined up waiting for me. Like they had all boarded the plane thinking that, I'm one of those Karens in those videos. And I go straight to the lady and I said, ma'am, what is going on? And I'm being so nice. And that's when I said, I sincerely apologize. I just want to go home. I'm platinum with Delta. I fly you guys every week. I've never had a problem. My husband's diamond. And nope.
She could have been, I'm so sorry.
A curse word.
She used a curse word? She said you used a curse word?
You used a curse word.
So what has happened to us in society? So we've got these people who are kind of like, so in the last 4 years, we've created a level of offense, usually by the people that are being the offensive, though. That's what's funny to me is that after all the shit that Trump has done, all these people that back him up, and by the way, they're like, that you say something to them, yeah, you're a fucking loser. Oh, look at you. Oh, liberal, call me a loser. You are. You actually are. We can actually go down the list that Trump's a loser, and it seems like there was no decorum at all in this situation at all, period. You own it for saying, why are you being such a bitch to me? That's not calling her a bitch, really. That's just like you just said. But the other thing is that when did it become okay for a company? Plane flight is not cheap. When did it become okay to throw out the customer's always right? You didn't do anything. You did exactly what you said you were going to do. You turned your phone off when she told you, right?
Yeah.
Now, so whenever I tell a story about something that happened, I'm going to ask you right now, is there anything you did that you're shady about that you think, maybe I shouldn't have done that? Is there anything you did?
Well, I used the word bitch.
Besides that, you admitted that. Anything else that you were like?
No, and I've gone over this in my head over and over. Like I said in the Armageddon update, I haven't been able to sleep. It's like I feel like I got hit with a brick, and I'm trying to figure out why, and there is no why. It just is what is in our society now. And
Don't
what
fly Delta.
really got me about it was not just my loyalty to this company
For years, for decades.
When I ended up dealing with a guy from Delta Security over the phone for the next couple of days until I got the brush off and we're going to have some sessions with our employees to make sure, and that crap.
Well, I'll give you my side of the story too, because after this happened, you know me, I go into William Wallace mode.
So the key point also being that when I did get off the plane, the gate agent, one of the people that escorted me off, she was a nice lady, and at one point she kind of looked at me surprised as I'm calmly talking to her and saying, I don't understand
You're not
what just
belligerent.
happened. No,
You weren't
even
disruptive to
after I
other
get kicked
passengers.
off, I
She
didn't
looked
say
like a
anything
puppy
to
that had
Christy.
been kicked by somebody who'd loved him for years.
Yeah.
She's like, what just happened? She
Right.
was walking around and she was actually almost in tears. Yeah, you were in tears at one point.
It's midnight in the Atlanta airport. The airport's empty. There are no flights going out. My bags are on their way to LA. I've got these dogs with no food. I mean, it's nowhere to go. It's crazy. And I'm calmly talking to this lady, and she kind of looks at me surprised because I'm not what they often might get, and she leans over and quietly goes, just so you know, she told the captain that you wouldn't wear your mask.
So don't fly
That's
Delta.
why he turned around.
No way.
Don't fly
She
Delta.
tells me that like she knew she wasn't supposed to tell me that.
So
Don't
first
fly
off,
Delta.
she came at you and pointed her finger at you and was threatening to you.
Not that far. This far.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Okay. And then she lied
This
to
is
the
after,
captain.
after she had done what she told her to do. Then she lied to the captain, got the plane back. Then the gate agent came out. So I hear all this stuff, and if you know me at all, I'm the guy who should get kicked off a plane. Let's just be honest. Just because they should
You
just
should be allowed.
Just every once in a while,
Armageddon
they should go, Mr. Titus, you've accumulated enough being an asshole in public. Although you've been fine on this flight, you need to get off. No, we're turning the plane around.
Yes.
No, we didn't realize it was you, but you've been an asshole to so many people, and we've watched your Armageddon update.
We've seen all,
You can't
seen all
fly
your
with
specials.
us.
Exhibit A.
Yeah, you can't fly with us just in case. So so what happens?
You're getting everyone riled up.
And I know that she's like, it's like stomping a baby chick. I'm like, okay. And she's like telling me, and I'm like, I have to go. I got to deal with this. I call Delta customer service. Don't fly Delta. I'm on hold for literally. I'm actually texting back and forth with her. Hold for 48 minutes, and this is the middle of the night. So finally, what I do is I'm like, okay, all right, let's see if this works. I start cracking jokes off about Delta, and I start asking people for their Delta stories. And I thought there would be a couple. The stunning thing is on Twitter, I asked for your worst Delta stories. Delta has fucked over, and this is on my Twitter. You can go look it up. The disabled, there was one disabled lady. They flew her to Utah, refused to let her return home. They're like, no, we don't take disabled on this flight anymore.
And I talked about the deaf guy in the Armageddon update.
The deaf guy
didn't respond.
After they flew her,
This is Delta
already.
Yes, yeah, they'd already done it.
We
They're
forgot.
Like, on second thought, no. Then there was 6 soldiers. These guys had told the story. They'd been in Afghanistan, and they were coming back, and they were running to the flight because their flight was delayed.
Yeah.
The woman was closing the door. It wasn't closed. She was standing there, and as they showed up, she looked at him, and she looked at us right in the face, was running, and shut the door and said sorry. The plane hadn't left. It was still sitting there. They're soldiers. Another soldier's wife.
Paperwork.
Another soldier's wife. Yeah, they had this. It would have cost them 5 minutes. Another soldier's wife wrote me. She said, my husband was coming back and was transferring in Atlanta to come see us. He had 3 days off or something. He was coming to see us for 3 days. He missed his flight in Atlanta. They didn't put him on another flight till the next day. So he would have been to spend 1 day with us. They don't give a fuck. Delta doesn't give a fuck about you. And here's the weird part about Delta. We've flown Delta for how long? A decade and a half? Constantly.
10 years, I think.
Like to the point where at one point they're so good. When the last CEO was there, I was like, nope, we're not flying anything else.
Yeah.
And then they used to be fun. Delta would do these, you do the seatbelt thing. They would never go blah 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 blah. They were funny.
Yeah.
They would do these like sketches.
Yeah.
And it was fun.
Make it fun.
And they were nice. They were nice. Then they got this new CEO. Do you know the guy's name again? Remember his name?
Ed Bastion.
Ed Bastion. What a piece of shit this guy is. This guy in 1 month changed this company from a joyous, fun place that I love to fly to literally all of a sudden the seat things became, hey, wear your seatbelt. It was like everything changed. The mood of this. I didn't believe it till Trump. I always heard this phrase, a fish rots from the head down. And Trump destroyed our country. Trump made these people like this psycho.
Yeah.
You know, once he said, hey guys, go ahead and be assholes. When he told cops from a rally stage, hey, make sure you bang the guy's head off the car when you put him in. I'm paraphrasing, but that's what he said. When he was telling people that were protesting his rallies, hey, on the way out, punch the shit out of them. He said that at a rally. It made all these people okay because the president was telling it was okay.
Right. Same situation here.
Delta's the same way. Delta CEO asshole on Delta Airlines, Ed Bastion, made this company one that I love to one we're never flying again. We talked to American Express yesterday, and I talked to customer service. I go, you guys need to actually put something. I go, do you guys work with Delta? Yeah, we do. I go, I think you should probably double check it. Don't work with Delta anymore. I'm doing all I can because this company has become someplace that I don't want to be around. What was the other bad? There was a bad airline for a while. This happens though every like 5 or 6 years with any airline though, it seems.
But it's interesting to drawing your parallel with Trump and being able to change culture and how important culture is to a company.
Corporate culture, yeah.
You know, where somebody, a new CEO comes in and can change the culture. And especially with an airline that's like mostly customer service.
During a pandemic.
Yeah, where everyone should be.
Like, how do you act like a shitheel during a pandemic?
Right. Not and then when everything's like,
I'm
moving and shaking.
very confused by the idea that one woman, the captain never came to verify. The captain is the one that has the final say. No one else was there. No one saw it. No one confirmed it, that she could just pick me off a plane in the middle of the night with an animal and take my bags in the middle of a pandemic with nowhere to go, and I'm outside the Atlanta airport at midnight walking, trying to find a hotel.
Let's be a little let me straighten this out a little further because you're not going as depth as I think you need to go. Not only that, you were on this plane, you're in first class, you're obviously, all they have to do is check your customer service record, and in fact, that's what the guy said to me later. I didn't finish what ended up happening. Your customer service record is exemplary, perfect. That being said, you had just got some horrible news about your dad or talking to your sister. Then you have this woman come over and hassle you. Here's the weirdest part. This one person who just could, maybe the girl looked like you bullied her in high school, because that's what it seems like. There was a high school issue involved somewhere in this. This woman, they didn't have a pilot. They didn't have another stewardess. They didn't have anybody come and go, guys, what is going on? What did you say to her? What do you, and then you would have told them, well, here's what I heard I was talking to my sister, my dad. I go, if I'm upset, and they would, okay, all right, calm down. Don't do it again. You go sit down. They didn't. This one person had all the authority to turn a plane around. Now, I want to point something else out to you people. In the midst of air travel, first of all, Delta has the oldest planes, which you covered, which is awesome. I didn't know that, because that's another reason I'm not flying Delta. If the wheels actually fall off, I'm not flying Delta anymore. But they stopped in line at the airport and drove the plane back to the thing. That's basically air traffic control. You fucked up flight patterns. I go, because
they were already 2 hours delayed. That delayed them another hour getting into LAX.
But the danger of all of a sudden taking a plane across all the runways again, and then you've got it's like there's so many levels of wrong to this, and don't fly Delta. And the point is that these people, they just, I don't know what happened. I just don't happen. There used to be a decorum in this thing. There was empathy in this country, and Trump took 4 years. We all thought that democracy, they always say, oh, democracy is impossible to destroy. No, we've seen in 4 years, it destroyed it.
People are so angry now, though.
True
that. Something similar happened to my sister in a different way with her job, where just out of the blue, she gets hit with a brick by this woman, and she doesn't know why. And it's happening everywhere. And people are mad, and we've been pitted against each other, and we're not going to let anybody mess with us. And we're, I'm in charge, and, whatever it is, power trips and things like that.
Half a glass of juice.
So it's... Yes, it was. I thought that if I'm a good person, you know, and I go spend a week taking care of my dad and being a nice person in the world, that I'm not going to be affected by all these crazy assholes. And I was wrong. Like, we're all susceptible to this in this world now, to people just on a whim, you know. And I don't know. It really kind of pulled the rug out from underneath me more than I thought it would have. And I think it was the helplessness of it.
They abandon you. I mean, this is the crazy part. You have a puppy. You've got you're just, you know, woman. I don't mean that's a bad thing. I mean, like, you're not. I
said it in the Armageddon update. We are not weaker, but
right.
women are less safe in the world.
Right. No one's going after me going, I'm raping that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple people, but I can take them. But it's couple. She's everybody. Every male's like, I'm raping that.
A woman alone.
They may not do it, but they're thinking it.
When I finally found my way, the right way out of the airport, a woman alone at 12:30 in the morning in the dark outside of Atlanta airport. Yeah, I mean, you are less safe. And Delta does not care about that. And if you guys just me searching to show you some of those clips of things, I was stunned at how many videos, like some well-known people. Dave East, just to his 3 million followers, showed that he was kicked off last month. There's one of the clips we showed, that girl, the young black girl that got kicked off because the flight attendant didn't believe she put her phone into airplane mode. And she got kicked off. She's a DJ. 4 other people around her came to her defense. There's video of it. No one's yelling. No one's screaming. They all get kicked off. And one girl's crying, saying, I'm stranded.
The people that said she didn't do anything, they got kicked off too.
They got kicked off too.
Fuck Ed
and
Bastion.
The little boy.
By the way, fuck Ed Bastion and fuck Delta Airlines. I am so pissed right now, and I have put so much money in that company. You imagine, I travel 45 weeks a year, you know, and we travel first class because I've been very blessed with my career. That's how much, and add that up. Over 15 years, how much money that we've put into Delta, and 2 of us. That's Delta Airlines.
Plus 2 Delta Amexes.
2, 2. We canceled our Delta Amex cards. Both the cards are gone. I'm telling you right now, it's the same with unions, though. Here's the thing. We have gotten to this place, and this I'm going to talk about. It's a disease that has infected America. I'm hoping Biden will be a bit of a cure for it if we ever get him in the presidency. But even like this woman who's like holding out the GSA stuff, letting the transition happen. It's like, you don't get to do that. Do your fucking job. You don't have that kind of power. What are you doing? Nobody in history has done that. Nobody. So everybody thinks that I can do what I want. Do you know why? Because Trump can do what he wants, and he has. He's broken every norm. He's broken every rule. We don't have shame anymore. We need to humiliate him. So fuck Delta and fuck their CEO, Ed Bastion. So I call him, right?
See, I didn't even say any of that, and I got kicked off.
No, I'll never get on a Delta flight again. Just losing.
My grandma canceled her Delta Amex and her Sky Miles account.
Good.
She's flying American.
Just based on what we paid them over a yearly, that's an insane amount of money. They just like losing you and I. That's a chunk of money.
Well, especially considering that everyone's facing bankruptcy right now. All these airlines are facing bankruptcy. You would think that instead of going the other way and getting less tolerant and less kind, that they would go above and beyond, maybe during a stressful time in America.
But not even that. That girl that got kicked off because her hat said fuck on it.
That video is brutal. You guys should go watch that whole video. But that captain in front of everyone, it's a black girl wearing a hat that has the F word on it. He tells her flight attendant tells her she has to take it off. Captain comes back. It's off. It's in her lap.
Now I get a question. Because it's a private company, is that a First Amendment issue or not?
That's a good question.
But it's public. Anybody can fly in Delta, right?
This is the thing. There isn't anything that could ever negate your amendment rights.
Right. It's okay. So
but
basically,
Delta gets away with it because they are governed under the DOT and the FAA, and there is a clause in the FAA that says it's like anyone that threatens to harm that, and it's a list, and at the end, or prevents a flight attendant from properly doing their job. And this article I read said that all of these people are using that phrase, preventing you from properly doing your job.
She lied about it.
As an open-ended catch-all, She lied about you. Yes, but that's all been covered up now.
So back to that. I called Delta. So I start tweeting. everybody starts tweeting shit thing. All of a sudden, the Delta bot, Daisy. The Delta bot Daisy starts like, "Hey, we're sorry you had a problem. We'll do anything we can help." I go and I just write back, "Hey, Daisy." I said, "Hey, Daisy bot." I go, "You DM me then, and you give me a number. I'm gonna and so she DMs me. I DM my number. I go on for another half an hour. Still, customer service doesn't pick up. Now I've got a thread going of people who got fucked by Delta. Because by the way, you could do a Bible-sized book of people who got fucked by Delta.
It's crazy.
And it's funny because I just thought, am I just being a dick? And then we went through like when she was going through the video, she'd go, look at this one, look at this one, look at this one. There were so many stories. And then in the Twitter feed I got, people were talking about, I was like, did this all happen? When did I not see this all happening?
Yeah, is this an all recent? Is this from the new CEO?
Since that piece of shit Ed Bastion has taken over Delta, yes. It didn't used to be like this at all.
How long has he been?
Nope.
We don't know him, but since 2017.
It all comes from the head down.
But the 3 wheels falling off articles that we showed, those were
literal or figurative?
No. She said she started
2019 and 2020. Those are all, and then 2019 was also when the evacuation slide that we showed fell off the plane and landed in a dude's yard.
So this corporate dude, I looked this guy up, Ed Bastion. He's basically he's gotten so many corporate awards. He has no customer service awards, none.
Corporate awards.
But he's got a lot of best CEO. No, he's got best CEO by the corporation board of the United States. He's got this. Do you know why? Because those guys and Wall Street gave him the best, one of the best CEOs.
Right.
So he makes some money. So what he's doing on Delta Airlines, he's cutting maintenance.
He's just going bottom line.
He's cutting maintenance and stuff. You don't do that on an airplane.
Right.
Like take the airbags out. Take the airbags out. The car's cheaper.
Right. Yeah.
Seatbelts too. So he's literally getting ready to kill people. You cut maintenance.
There's no doors and windows on this plane. What's going on?
Obviously, to get a job as a flight attendant on Delta, you just have to not have a manslaughter charge.
Right. It's bottom of the barrel.
I thought you were going to say you just have to not have a man, and I was like, exactly.
That's true. That's part of her problem.
That's what she was. One of those Karens whose husband left her for a younger girl, and she's bitter.
Look just like you.
And like I said in the Armageddon update, she's like fining people for pooping on her lawn through her condo HOA, and it's like she's pissed that she's still peanut slinging. Like, I get it, but I didn't make you peanut sling. Like, I'm not the one that did it. And
you chose peanut slinging because you decided not to go to college.
Also, but to be fair, I mean, I have no problem with peanut slinging. I used to sling cheese sticks, but I didn't use it for evil, and that's the difference.
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
She got a little bit of power.
I was a chicken slinger.
And she wields that power. My stepmother, the very first thing my stepmother said was she was hot because I had just left them, and they're like, oh, as I drove away.
I mean, she's making like 5 lasagnas to freeze so they can have food because they're older and his dad's having some surgeries and stuff. She actually went for a week to help her dad survive.
Right.
And then she gets on a plane and like, get off.
When I told them, my stepmother said, let me ask you, she was an old white woman, wasn't she? And I was like, she was, actually. Christy.
So I all of a sudden get on the phone. I get on the phone with this woman, Daisy, and I have to be honest, this woman's very nice.
There's an actual human being, Daisy?
She actually called me.
At least you think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, or
really good.
really, really good AI.
Right, the Tesla.
Really good. Yeah,
Tesla
exactly. It was Elon Musk designed AI. So... And I tell her what's happening. She's like, hold on. Wait, let me check. Yeah, I can see that here. Okay. All right. She's on the next flight, blah, blah. I told her the whole story, and I told her what I'm going to do. And I said, I'm not going to stop. And I keep going. That night we got the call from that guy?
No, the next day he called me when I was back at the airport.
We have an investigator call.
He says he's a Delta security officer, named Adam.
Nice guy, normal guy at
very
first call.
Nice,
first call.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm going to call and check on you when you land. And I actually, when he called me, burst into tears. I was so traumatized. I just wanted to go home. I get to that hotel. They have no toiletries. They're out of all toilet. I mean, I'm just like... Ugh. I put my clothes in the sink and put them back on wet.
Is it a Delta hotel?
The next morning. No, I had to go find a hotel on foot. And anyway.
In the middle of the night. They just abandoned her ass in Atlanta airport.
Yeah. And anyway, so he says he was a security officer. Well, later I checked his emails. He sent me an email and it's signed executive assistant. And I asked him about that when he called me to give me the brush off call once the investigation was completed and they were going to be counseling their employees.
We have to let this know because I want to talk.
I will, but I asked him, why does your signature block say executive assistant? You told me you were a security officer. And he goes, oh, that's just the title that they gave me. So I think I had, like Homer Simpson, the back office water boy.
Jesus Christ.
So
they're just like, it just called.
So I talked to the guy. She talks to the guy. I talk to the guy first. This guy, he's a normal dude. He's like, wow, this doesn't seem right. He's like, like literally one day he's a normal human.
Right.
And I go, you don't even know who this woman is. And I go down that. Everybody watching this podcast, by the way, if you're going to pick one of the three of us, we know 1, 2, 3 who's getting kicked off a plane first, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
And then
4, 5. Yes, yeah, exactly. But if you know Ray and if you listen to this podcast, you know damn well she's not that person. If anything, she rails against it. And I tell this guy who you are, what you do. I mean, Ray works in his spare time at Salvation Army. Like, what is this dude's problem? So this guy is like, got it. Next day, talks to Ray. She tells him same thing I told him, because if you tell the truth, you don't have to fix your fucking story. Ray... then he gets a call the next day, right? The next day he calls back after having the corporate meeting. Holy crap. You want to talk about an AI bot? C3PO called back. Well, ma'am, we've had a meeting and we're investigating and we're very looking deep into this to figure out exactly what's going on. But honestly, nothing further will be done because
it was really
based on
like, I finally said, why are you talking like this? I said, I know corporate speak. I used to work in corporate. Well, I just want to assure you that I have made your voice heard, and your voice has been heard. And I want you to know
this is the
that these concerns that you have further expressed to me today about the vulnerability of women, that voice will also be heard. I will personally guarantee, he says, not corporate, one human being to another.
It's going to be heard.
I will be heard.
And then you hear the page, you hear the page flip on the book that he's reading. That's what he's supposed to say. Hold on, page 6. Now, honestly,
and also,
we here at Delta would like to very much acknowledge that your commitment to our company is the same as our commitment to you as a customer.
He didn't even say that. Basically, the FU was, you've been a great customer. As he said, my Homeland Security file and my manifests with them on every flight I've ever done are spectacular.
Spotless.
But they give a giant zero shite about that and didn't say, we're sorry.
Nope.
Didn't say, here's a Hardee's breakfast voucher. Here's 100 miles.
With hash browns. Yeah.
Here's anything.
There was no repair, no complimentary anything.
Not a fucking thing.
We're gonna. I'm so sorry, ma'am. We're going to. Here's a voucher for the next.
Thank you for your. We'll give you a voucher for that flight, just the return flight. Thank you for your business. We'll make sure this never happens. No, nothing.
We've talked to the employee.
Nothing.
She's been disciplined for actually just flipping out. Not a goddamn thing. You know why? Because Ed Bastion, the CEO of Delta, doesn't give a fuck about you.
Because that costs money.
He costs money. He doesn't give a fuck about you. Right now, they're probably having what they ended up doing. I'll bet what they did was during the pandemic, they fired all the lower level people and they had to keep the older ones. And those people, I mean, come on. I mean, this woman sounded like she was beginning like stage dementia. I mean, to go after you like that, something has to be wrong mentally. You don't go after you. Me, got it, totally got it. You, not, and something's wrong.
Was she like a day away from retirement, and she was just like, "Fuck everybody"?
Maybe.
Do you know I had a cop that did that once? A cop told me that once. I got in an argument on the side of the road with a cop once.
I thought you were saying on Delta.
I didn't care. No. I didn't. But then again, it goes to customer service. And I guess, look, you have to face the fact that all people are human beings and they have a rough day too. But it's like me at comedy. If I'm on stage doing my job, I can't just turn on the audience and go, fuck all you guys. You know what? You guys can suck. I can't do it. I have to continue to be funny and do my job. When I get off stage in the green room, I can talk as much shit as I want. But on stage, I got to do my job. You got to do your job. If I come in and it's not edited, I'm like, what are you doing? You know what, Titus? Blow me. You're not hanging. You're not hanging. You know, you can do whatever you want. That being said, we were coming down from our cabin up north, and I was by myself, and I was driving, and this I get pulled over for speed. I'm doing 65, and I was doing like 70 in a 55. Pull over, and the guy goes. The guy starts yelling at me. He goes, you know, these mountain roads are kind of scary. Maybe you shouldn't be driving that fast. I'm like, are you serious? Just give me my ticket, bro. I go, just give me my ticket. I'll take my ticket. Go. And he goes, I'm sorry, what? And I go, just give me my ticket. He goes, can you step out of the car? Oof. I said, sure. Stepped out of the car. A little too fast, by the way. I will say that, but he's a mountain cop, and I'm a white guy. He didn't shoot me. And I give him my license and my insurance, and then I walk over and I start texting you. And he goes, are you filming me right now? Are you fucking filming me, you son of a bitch?
Wow.
And I go, now I am. And I go, now I am. I go, what is your fucking problem? He goes, what are you saying to me? I go, hey, you're just a dude like me, bro. I don't even know what your problem is. Give me my ticket and shut up. And at this point, and I don't talk to cops. You've seen me with cops. I'm not like this with cops. But this guy was such an asshole. He goes, I got 24 hours left on this job. Fuck you. And I'm like, no, fuck.
You said you were going to report him.
He goes, I got 24 hours left on the job. I go, so here's what happens. So I know not only is this going to be a big ticket when I finally get it, but I know damn well that there's no point in going to court. There's no point in fighting it. That pretty much I'm just going to wait for the bill to show up and pay for the ticket and my insurance to go up. Yeah. And for the weirdest thing happens. I don't know if the guy, because I really didn't film him, I just said I was.
Yeah.
I don't know if he thought I had video on him, was going to bring it to court or what. We get a notice. Remember, we got a notice? And it says, this matter has been dissolved and you do not need to show up to court. 2 months later.
Oh, okay.
I did see in some of the stories that people were posting that when they did start videoing the flight attendant and get her name tag and stuff, oddly similar, a lot of these videos I watched of what happened to people. It was just the exact same situation. That girl, put your phone on airplane mode, and then the woman goes, I'm gonna stand here and watch you do it. And the girl goes, ma'am, I know how to put my phone on airplane mode and I'm doing it. I don't need you to watch me. That was like the rowdiest she got. And then the woman stormed off, comes back even more angry, and then it starts, and then some of the people around her go, hey, she's not doing anything, why are you attacking her?
They're like shitty sky cops.
It's crazy.
They get this became security guards.
Yeah.
They all of a sudden became that guy in the Walmart. What you kids doing around here?
And then those people get stranded around midnight in the airport, and this one girl starts crying. She's got her little boy with her. They kicked off the little boy too. And the little girl goes,
sit up straight.
I don't have anywhere to go. I have, exactly. It's Nazi Airlines, exactly.
Delta, Nazi Airlines.
That's the thing. I mean,
they're the friendly skies. But we're not so friendly.
There have to be human rights on these planes, right? I get if I were screaming and attacking and touched her or anything. I mean, if anything, she actually was aggro towards me. But
but you're not making the flight any more dangerous. You're not doing anything that's going to hurt people.
Yeah, I don't get it. And I think that there should be. In fact, I read that the Democrats have tried to pass passenger rights multiple times, and it's just not getting passed.
Thanks again, Citizens United, for making sure that as long as corporate money keeps flowing into Congress, the American people are fucked.
Yeah, so you're vulnerable. You get on a plane, you need to be prepared to not be on that plane.
But here's the thing, you didn't cause any damage, you didn't put any passengers in danger. You were just like, I turned my phone off. Why are you yelling at me? Okay.
You did what they asked you to do.
Sorry, let's be clear. I'm not going to lighten it up. Why are you being such a bitch to me? That's what she said. It's because the only person putting Delta passengers in danger is Ed Bastion, the CEO of Delta, who is cutting back on maintenance. He's cutting back on... You guys, look, we flew Delta for years. Guess what? Parts and shit never fell off a Delta plane while we were on. You can look it up. There's no history of the last guy.
I've heard a little rattling, when it makes a turn. But
now you go up and there's a rivet spinning in the wing as you're like, hey, why is that rivet spinning? That doesn't look tight to me. There
have been some weird things.
Yes, since
time has gone by that we overlooked because we were in an abusive relationship with Delta. But
you still get paid. You don't know him like I do.
Yeah,
we got extra wine one night and the shittiest feet smelling wine on any airline.
But it turns out that during that time,
it's like their wine. They go, you would like red wine? You know what? Whatever shit you have now. That's how it's going. It used to be with Delta. There was a point early in the last CEO where it was like, oh yeah, have a couple different ones. Cool. Now it's like and you're like, what the hell?
It's bad. And when I looked it up, it's United and American on average, their planes are about 10 years old on the top end, whereas Delta on average is 17 plus.
Wow.
And they've been known, as this article that Forbes did, as the bargain shoppers of the airlines, that they would always buy used planes and refurbish them. So he is supposedly placing an order for Airbuses next year. At the end of next
Honda
year.
spoilers on the wing.
Yeah.
Pretty bad when the pilot gets on with a leather helmet. All right, guys, we are ready to go. Anybody gonna wing walk? Whoa. We're gonna barnstorm a fair.
They actually just
Duct tape? Rope?
they throw peanuts behind them down the aisle.
She just turns on a high-powered fan and just throws the peanuts into the fan. Delta. So I'm out. Over the years of doing comedy, I have gone through Continental Airlines. They were awesome for a while. And
they got purchased by United.
Yeah, but then they dropped off. United was good for a minute, and then they tanked it hard. American used to be by far, American was the Tiffany of airlines. They were so good. When I wanted to treat myself, I'd fly American. Then US Air got absorbed by American, and I thought, oh great, now the shitty US Air flights are going to be good American flights.
Yeah.
Nope, all the good American flights got turned into shitty US Air flights. That's what happened. And their customer service went downhill.
And you know what's odd too that I just thought about, and how many times have I said this to you? I book all of our flights. We don't have a travel agent. And in the last year and a half or so, I started noticing, do you remember I started saying to you, what did I start saying about Delta flights? Any places we needed to go on the road?
They were cutting flights.
Cutting flights, less availability, no more nonstop. Americans suddenly had all the nonstops everywhere. Americans' flight schedules were vast and varied and cheaper. Delta started going to crazy prices for shittier flights, shittier planes.
Corporate CEO. You got one guy who cared about customers, and you got this new guy, Ed Bastion, piece of shit, that runs Delta, and he changed the whole corporate structure. No maintenance.
I didn't even think about that, but I've complained about that too. And that's one of the things that Grandma said. Grandma said, I can't afford Delta anymore. And she goes, and they're not nice.
The stewardesses don't make those decisions.
They're called flight attendants.
The air waitresses on Delta.
Men.
They're all air waitresses on Delta. They are flight
air
attendants.
janitors.
So I'm not going to fly Delta anymore. This guy has destroyed a once great company.
It's my favorite. In Bridesmaids, when she goes, Stove. What kind of name is Stove? And he goes,
Steve.
It's Steve.
It's Steve.
Actually, she goes, whatever. What are you, an appliance? And he goes, actually, I'm a man. And she leans back in the curtain and she goes, you're a flight attendant.
I'm not saying that. There's some great people on other flights and stuff, but Delta has lost their way.
I can't think. Back in the day, we had some awesome flight attendants on Delta. I can't think in a while we have not had. It's very stressful in the last year or two.
I think it started 3 years ago. In the last 2 years, it's been bad. And we used to have people on Delta that were like, hey, because we flew so much, they were like, whoa. And they were super cool. Not anymore. It's over. Delta's over. I'm out. Tapping out on Delta. I will never fly Delta again. I mean, maybe 10 years from now, but they get a decade off. Until this Ed Bastion douchebag is gone.
It's amazing too. I just thought with everything that's going on, pandemic, Me Too movement, all this increasing awareness about the safety or lack thereof for women in the world.
They still
I just was like, how can you, I was so thrown. I thought, I get if I'm a Karen and I'm up screaming, I ain't wearing my mask, which he then later told me 3 days later that there was actually no report that you didn't wear your mask. And we have no idea why the gate agent would have told you that. And so we're going to be having some discussions with our on-ground crew in Atlanta about proper means and channels of communication.
They fucking lied.
Your voice will be heard.
Conveying the accurate truth.
The desk lady flat out said they told us you weren't wearing your mask.
She said it so that the guy didn't hear her. That was,
And then this motherfucker was like, no one ever did it. So anyways, we're out. People, don't fly Delta. Just by the way, if wheels, and here's the thing, whether you think we had a problem with flight attendants or not, the facts are shit is falling off Delta airplanes.
Things you need.
Yeah. Wheels, The back door. By the way, the escape, the freaking blow-up escape ladder blew out. Blew out. Almost killed a guy in his yard. Landed on the ground.
Yeah, next to a guy in his yard in Boston.
So that's my. By the way, that's my line. I will not fly an airline that shit falls off of.
Yeah.
Everybody's leaving Delta. Even the equipment is like, fuck this guy.
The wheels are like, man, we're going to get a job. We're getting a job at American.
Bastion's a new guy.
Yeah. I hear those wheels get armor-rolled.
They're actually playing whack-a-mole with America. They're like, boink, boink. Ah. By the way, if you're going to travel, when you've booked American, United, Southwest, Alaska's has a great airline. Alaska's great. There is no U.S. Air.
It's gone. That's right. American, right? Sorry. My bad.
You need to hydrate. That's very important. This episode today brought to you by Liquid IV.
Liquid IV. Try the new watermelon. It's stunning.
Oh, he is really over the top.
I got to be honest with you.
Liquid IV.
Let me just say this.
Titus.
He's hoarding the watermelon.
That is true. Do you know why? And I thought about this because I started laughing at myself. I walked in. Okay, Liquid IV is so awesome. Whether yesterday I took the motor out of the car. Hylinder can testify to this. I took the motor out of the hot rod. Mm-hmm. Took it out, took the oil pan off, refixed the oil pan, put the motor back in and got it running in a day. Mm-hmm. That's really good, 10 hours.
That thing can fly now. So it's just, you can...
Nothing falls off it. I tightened everything. I was thinking about, so I had one of those. We keep them at the shop. I had one of them and because I was getting hungry and I feeling grumpy. I was getting grumpy and it was because I hadn't eaten. I took the Liquid IV. Within 15 minutes, I was like...
hydrated probably.
I was right back into the thing. But I was in the pantry at the house, and I'm looking through. I'm actually, because we have Liquid IV's been nice enough to send us stuff because we love it so much, and I'm looking for a guava. It's good, everything's good. Lemon good, watermelon. Do you know why? I figured it out. I laughed at myself because they figured it out. Watermelon is the hardest flavor to get. Nobody's ever gotten it right. Liquid IV nailed it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Tangerine, also
Tangerine's awesome. That's awesome.
The apple pie, again, they don't recommend this, but hot toddy. So they now have Liquid IV plus immune support, which we need right now because it's winter and shit's burning down. Yeah. So it helps you bump up your immune system. You can do it in the morning before a workout when you feel run down. Hangover, very important for hangover. One before bed, one in the morning. Also, I just saw Liquid IV. I know I saw it in Costco, but it was somewhere else. When I was in Georgia with Dad, that they're now selling it. It's kind of going worldwide. But also for the holidays. So the holidays are coming up, and I think what's going to happen is instead of going, look, since COVID we can't get together. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people are going to drink way more. So make sure you have some Liquid IV in your house because honestly, if I drink a little too much and I am aware of it, and I don't, and I'm like, hold on, I grab 2 bottles of water, I do a Liquid IV in each one, pound them both, wake up the next morning like, okay, all right, yeah, all right. So Hydration Multiplier Plus Immune Support has vitamin C, vitamin
the energy
D,
multiplier too.
Zinc, and Wellmune, which is proven to strengthen your immune system. And that's the tangerine one, which is super awesome too. We just got a bag of that. That's my tangerine and watermelon are my 2 most favorites.
Watermelon is the toughest flavor to nail, man, and it's so good.
Also, they donate servings of Liquid IV to someone in need for every purchase you make. They've donated 3.7 million servings during COVID-19. So they're a badass company too. So Liquid IV's new Hydration Multiplier Plus Immune Support is available at Walmart. That's where it was because I had to go to Walmart when I was with my dad. That's what a good person I am.
And especially right now, stay hydrated because of what's going on. I mean, hydration always helps. It's not going to cure.
Well, this one has the tangerine one has the immune support, awesome. Which everyone is saying right now. All the doctors are saying D, zinc, vitamin C.
Zinc, yep.
So yeah, I was in a Walmart in Lafayette, Georgia for my father. Or you can order it online.
No one is Lafayette.
She wanted to fit in, so she wore a dinosaur costume at the Walmart.
You can get 25% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use promo code Titus at checkout. That's 25% off anything you order when you use promo code Titus at liquidiv.com. Get better hydration today. Liquidiv.com. Promo code Titus.
we when it comes to customer service, we actually go out of our way. Like if you guys go to Christopher Titus TV and watch our videos or complain about them, whatever, we always read those stuff, and we at least, if I think you're wrong, I will let you know.
And we have a lot less at stake than carrying your life in the
when
sky.
You order one of our T-shirts, we were like, if you have a problem, how many times like DVDs have we gone out of our way to resend people shit?
Yeah,
I don't understand it. You're cutting off. You're not cutting your nose off to spite your face. You're cutting your head off.
Well,
like for you were getting people will email in was like, hey, just example, I forgot to watch the special. I fell asleep. I don't know, something.
I know I missed it. I know you said it was over Monday night.
Right, and it's Thursday of next year. Did I miss it?
Exactly.
And like,
So
we'll go here.
Here
you go.
And he gives people temporary access because we're sorry that you're super stupid.
Yeah, exactly. But
we don't say that to you. We say it behind your
We
back.
should say like, look, if you order anything, we'll give you a window to the summer solstice. All right, we're not cutting you off. We're not going to be like we're turning this plane around. Are you really turning the plane around for her? For her?
That's what I kept going. Me?
Right.
Me?
Really?
Me?
So I even told the guy on the phone. I said, talk to the woman in the seat next to him. And I think that's what happened was they did the investigation. They talked to everybody, and the woman next to you was like, I don't even know what the hell's going on.
She and I were both sitting
He
there
talked to her
going,
because I said, I want her name.
Shit.
I want her name. I did my old, I'm going to file a case, blah, 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 fraud, a hoax.
Yeah, I know. I can't believe all you did was just voice and say the B word.
If
somebody had their finger in my face,
Yeah.
it's
quote,
yes.
you cursed on this plane.
Bitch is not a curse.
And another passenger heard you.
It's a female
and
dog.
The captain and I have decided that we don't want you on this flight. And I'm like, I never saw the captain. In some of these other videos, the captain comes back to see what's going on.
She meant the captain. This captain.
I would
Captain
be like,
Morgan.
I'd be like,
Captain Morgan.
captain
yeah,
Thank you.
exactly. Yeah, I'm the captain now.
Oh shit.
We're turning this fucker around.
Christy. I said,
Christy's a
what's
hoe.
your name, your full name? And she goes, I already gave you my name.
No, you didn't.
Get off the plane. That was her last words to me. She was that nice, and I was still being that calm.
Can I actually say that there is a point when you can always tell how far people's lives have gone sideways when they act like that? Your life is so hard and you feel so beaten down. This might be it. People think that Trump, whenever I talk to a Trumper and they say, oh, my life's better, I always go, okay, how? And they're like, he made America great again. How? And they just never can come up with it. And I think what's happened is the guy they back, when you feel like you made a big mistake and you don't want to admit it, I think these people have this thing where they're like, and he's getting attacked all the time. And but he's fucking done nothing. He's fucked. He said he wanted to date his daughter. Every day has been a fuck up.
Every week.
I'm just saying that. I just think, but it is.
There's pictures of him.
I'm just saying.
He has an erection. It could be
grinding
his thumb, or it could be a little thumb. But it's you look close. You zoom in. He has an erection. I'm not.
You made that up.
Well, he's also works the Zoom too much.
Yeah.
I think
And
we've got to come up with a governor on the Zoom. Yeah, why are you zooming? Let me see his penis.
I mean,
every meeting with Hylinder starts out with, all right, listen, I've checked the guy's penis. What? I've edited it out. I've actually framed it differently. Why are you, what? I don't even know this.
I shrunk his hands and I noticed something.
On that computer. You are no longer allowed to Zoom. Yeah, wow. Anyway, so don't fly Delta. Fly those other airlines. Give them a shot. They've got newer airplanes. At least you'll be safer.
By the way,
this was an Atlanta-based flight crew, and she was an older Karen. I would not be surprised if she was a MAGA person.
Can I? I just want to say that listen. We on this podcast forever. If someone's great, we say they're great. If we say they're crap, it's not to get even. It's like we've noticed. You and I have noticed for 3 years that it's just since this Ed Bastion guy took over. It is just tanked it.
The first thing that bothered us was the videos, and then the overall climate change. It wasn't so nice anymore.
And then wheels started falling off.
And that was a problem. Turns out we tried to avoid it because we loved them, and we thought it was going to be. We thought they were going through a phase, and we could fix them.
Right.
With our love.
Right. But no, turns out, we tried for a long time, and I just couldn't. It wasn't healthy. There will always be a place in my heart for the old, who they could possibly be. But right now,
we have to save us.
Yes, right now I need to protect me.
It's okay. We're gonna get through this.
Thank you.
Now we're just going to turn the plane
Groucho's
around.
like, what is going on? I was
buddy.
on that plane.
Hi, buddy. You want to back it all up?
Here, let me just tell you right now, this is exactly what happened. I'm telling you right now that she did it, and they were me to her. That's my mom.
The end.
Screw Ed Bastion.
No, he's
Look it up.
not. He's a positive, optimistic soul. This podcast also brought to you today by ButcherBox, another company that we love. And actually using all of these companies, including the one that's coming up, we can tell you that they're actually really great. And if they start sucking, we wouldn't advertise
We would stop,
them.
yeah.
ButcherBox, everybody knows, is Grandma Jean's favorite. You get high quality, humanely sourced meat. You don't have to leave your house, which please, guys, don't leave your house right now if you don't have to. Get stuff delivered. This is such an awesome alternative to having to go to the grocery store. Also, I do a farm box from local farms and get fruits and vegetables.
Just a little bit of update. Last night, I get done with the car. It's midnight. I was supposed to come home about 7 or 8 o'clock, and I was like, babe, I'm almost back putting it together. Get done, I go home. Piece of ButcherBox chicken, is a little thing that she had cooked for me. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And that was so awesome. And I used the other product I'm talking about. Oh God. We're combining products now. That's what I like. But ButcherBox is awesome.
Yeah, exactly. So they have 100% grass-fed finished beef, free-range organic chicken, heritage breed pork, wild-caught salmon. They also have different things at different times. Scallops, whole turkeys. They've also got sugar and nitrate-free bacon. Comes to your house free of antibiotics and added hormones. Each box has 9 to 11 pounds of meat. 24 individual meals. And you can customize, or they'll do it for you. You can decide. Just drag meat into your box. Just put the meat in your box and fill it up. So right now,
Like when there's meat in your box.
there's bacon for life.
Bacon for that's not a
Forever.
bacon for life.
Forever. For the life of your subscription with ButcherBox. It's like, I don't know how they do these deals because holy
Well, I
crap.
think that what they probably do is because we've had people that got it and they're like, it's already over. Your dad said that. Your dad, it's already over.
Yeah.
They don't give everybody bacon for life. You could maybe I don't know how many. There's got
Lobster tails went fast.
yeah, lobster. I think there's a point where they go, yeah, okay.
All you have to do, new members right now, get bacon for life when you sign up. Just go to butcherbox.com/Titus. That means you get a free package of bacon in every box for the life of your subscription when you go to butcherbox.com/Titus.
That's the heavy Crips gang. Those are like the big boys of the Crips, the 400-pound above Crips. Yo, bacon for life, bro. Yo, bacon for life.
A lot of people feel that way.
It's true.
People get weird about bacon. There's like bacon shirts, bacon hats, bacon
it's like a cult.
keychain.
Like
It's
bacon-
a cult
yeah.
thingy.
Yeah.
You can get cupcakes with
Bakites.
bacon and maple syrup drizzled on top.
Someone we had something where they put little bits. It was real bacon, but it was in like bacon bit size in a cupcake. And I remember thinking, I can't have this anymore. It's like when I had Vicodin that one time, and I told you, I said, I can't have Vicodin anymore, right? Because my body went, you're having this every day now. I'm very aware of myself. I have a problem, and I'm aware where it has to stop.
good.
When I was growing up, here's how you know that I grew up in the South. We used to have cracklin biscuits. So my great grandmother would make biscuits and put pork cracklins in them, which is basically like hunks of
Fat.
bacon fat. They were so good.
You guys pioneered the bacon for life.
Oh man,
I know it. By
That's
the
where
way,
the
I
cult
can chew,
started.
come and walk. I can know something's going to kill me and still enjoy it.
Yes. And also like in the South, you cook bacon, but you save bacon grease in a mug on the door with saran wrap over it so that when you scramble eggs or cook vegetables or anything else, you use bacon grease instead of butter. That is dirty South.
I like it. It sounds awesome.
I
honestly.
know.
It sounds
I haven't
awesome.
had it in a very long time, but it was pretty awesome. Anyway, bacon for life, butcherbox.com/Titus.
Guys, we have something coming up. We're announcing something right now. I want you to know.
We are.
Ray and I we've done it a couple times. We did it in Denver. We've done it here in LA. We've done a dual show where basically we go up for an hour and a half and we do our show. We wrote another show. It's the show we've been writing is called Us. And we quit shaking it off. Okay, I've been writing it. She's been going, is it written yet? I did too. I have 2 written it. So
Wait, what was that?
I have 2 written it.
I have 2
so.
written.
I have 2 written
One for you, one for me.
You're
Us.
bad. You've always been a bad liar. I have 2 written it.
It's like
We have
This thing that
we have the pod story. We have
Get in your mic.
I
Come
have-
on, mic
the
technique.
opening. I have the closing song that
we
we're
did
going to
have
be
some
doing.
people write in about your mic technique.
The closing song we're going to write. So we've had many people call and write in about yours.
Call in and write
They've
about.
called in and wrote.
You're the worst liar. You're so bad. I'm glad.
It's good. I'm a bad liar.
We've had a lot of people call in and write about yours.
And then they texted letters.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and there was a kite. Someone did it with a
The airplane.
yeah, with to pull the thing.
Yep.
It
Okay.
was
Go
a
ahead.
tome.
Smoke
They had
signals.
written about
They
you.
droned a pigeon.
American.
You have to edit all this out because
Smoke
I can't. I am a loser.
You're not a loser. You're not a liar, which is not a bad thing.
Right. We are going to do that show on New Year's Eve. Us. New Year's Eve, we're going to do a big party here at this thing. You're going to be part of it because we don't want you out getting COVID. We're doing a balloon drop. We've got Andrew Rivers is going to be opening the show, who's really baby New Year's Titus.
Yes,
Looks like
he is.
Andrew Rivers, a very funny comic. He'll be opening the show. Ray and I will be doing it. We will be having special guests that we're performing as a couple times.
And possibly some other special guests.
Yeah. And we're going to do a Zoom VIP where you guys can be drunk as shit at the end of it and talk
for
to
the
us.
East Coast ball drop.
Yeah. So we start at 7 West Coast.
This VIP, this last show that you did, we ended up doing was so much fun. Other comics that we've had do that, we had to let 10 people in at a time and then remove them so that they could go to the next. Your people, we knew a lot of them from the road.
Right.
But your people are so cool. They just would be quiet once they were done talking to you and just sit and watch.
Right.
So it ended up being like a party that we were having, and we were having drinks, and everybody was on the screen, and it was really fun.
Nobody talked over anybody else.
It was so
amazing.
weird. It
So
was
at
so
one point I
weird.
got that halfway through. I was like, how come people aren't disappearing? And then I realized, oh, they're listening to
They're
me
listening
tell
to-
another story.
Yes.
I can't tell the same story to the next person. So I was like, God damn it. I have to be inventive. I just did a show. But no, it was fun. And what we're going to be doing is it's $20 for your whole house. You could, so if there's 4 people you're going to be with for New Year's during quarantine, everybody for $20, everybody gets to watch it. That's $5 a piece. We had some people that they bought 2. They're living together and they bought 2 tickets.
Which was really sweet.
Thank
and
you, because it helped us. Because
supportive.
we do spend a lot to get this right.
So spend New Year's with us. Stay safe. We are going to be safe. We'll all do it together. We'll do an after party again, just like that one, probably for East Coast Ball Drop. That'll be going on sale this week.
Yep.
And it'll be available.
I'm doing a year-end wrap-up.
It'll be available after. Yeah. And we're going to have some pretty cool merch for that show. He had a great idea for a shirt. So I think you'll like it a lot. So just be, as Rachel Maddow says, watch this space for updates.
New Year's Eve, go to, at the end of this week, you'll be going to combustionlive.com or ChristopherTitus.com, and you can get tickets for the New Year's Eve show. All right, I think we're good. Thank you so much I'm sorry you went through that hell. I really am sorry, man. When I told him before he got home that next day, and the look on his face like, what? Like we're all so confused that
it was you.
Yeah, because
you started telling the story. I'm like, yeah, because I thought it was going to be about that happened to you. I'm like, wait, Ray? This happened to Ray? No.
With me, people go, I won the pool. I knew it was going to be this week.
I've had this stress rash right here that you can probably see on my face that I can't get rid of. And I said in the Armageddon update, it might be. So the hotel was out of toiletries completely. They had one Caesar salad in the back fridge that I got to give them chicken in the morning because they didn't have food. Wow. And I had no clothes, nothing. And I get in this hotel room at least glad to be able to lock the door.
That's right. She didn't have her luggage. I had to go to LAX that night. The plane was so late. They'd already not only were they assholes of Delta, but the plane was 2.5, 3 hours late. I picked your luggage up at LAX at 2 a.m.
But also there was no, hey, we're also sorry that you had already been sitting in Atlanta airport for 3 hours waiting for this flight. There was none of that because they're awesome at customer service. And so they didn't have any toiletries. So I brushed my teeth with a wet towel and a little packet of toothpaste this lady had. And my eyelashes
Glamorous
had fallen out. And I was like, I'm getting on that Delta flight tomorrow and I don't want to because I had like anxiety about boarding another flight, me who travels all the time.
Yeah, Delta gave you flight PTSD. Yeah.
So I was really...
I'm not kidding.
Yeah, I got off the plane with him and I was shaking. I got in his car and burst into tears. So
And the dogs were like, Dad.
What they did have was super glue. So I wasn't kidding in the Armageddon update. I bought real super glue and
because
and put my lashes back in. I may have to get on Nazi Air, but I'm not doing it without lashes.
That's why you always have a standard. All right, guys. Thanks for paying attention. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Go to Christopher Titus TV for everything. ChristopherTitus.com for DVDs. I always sign them. And also for merch. Then you also want to get CombustionLive.com. Ron Funches is going to be here on December 4th doing his Christmas show.
December 5th.
December 5th doing his Christmas show.
He's bringing Brian Posehn.
Brian Posehn's going to be
a couple other comics. It's going to be a really cool show.
I'm going to change the background too.
Also, you're gonna do it like White Christmas.
Yeah, we got to fit you and I got to pick it.
Also, if you guys have any ideas for the show that he's already written about us,
I've written it.
That
spice on it.
If that you want to hear us tell, if there's any bonus stuff that you're interested in or stuff we might have touched on but not really told the story of or something like that, then hit us up and let us know.
Yeah, if you want to, tell you what, if you guys have an idea, we have enough. We have half an hour, 45 minutes right now. So it's going to be new stuff, not stuff I've done before or she's done before. It's stuff we do together. We've done it before. It's fun. Well,
this will be different than what we did.
We do really well together. Yes. But if there's a story that we've talked about that you want to hear, we should actually write this story. Because we can go back and forth to the Delta story. Because because in California I was literally like being a mob boss threatening people. I was on the phone threatening Delta Airlines.
Good.
Yeah, they sucked.
Good.
Delta sucks. You guys are great. Thanks for paying attention to the Titus podcast.
With Delta.
You're not safe. Wheels fall off Delta Airlines. That doesn't mean we're being metaphorical. Literally. Wheels fall off Delta Airlines. Go look it up. For the podcast, for myself, Bombshell Ray, and the Hylinder. Later.
Peace out.
There could be only one.
No, I would like polka.
Oh, I forgot about polka.
Oh, how do you sing polka?
I know. There can be only one. There can be only one. There can be only one. There can be only one.
That was amazing. Bravo.